everybody, this is April with Primitive Mommy, and I'm going to show you how to make your own elderberry syrup from fresh elderberries, so not dried. So I'm just showing you how they're supposed to look when they're ripe. They ripen at different stages, so I make elderberry syrup in stages. Here is what they look like when they're not ripe. So they're all green. And here's one that's partially green and partially ripe. So what I do is I either leave this one and come back for it for my next round of syrup, or I will make sure I don't get those green berries when I'm sorting out the berries. So you do run the risk when you leave them of some of the birds getting your berries, but it's not really a big deal because there's so many berries on just this one elderberry plant. So, bush. So we're gonna go ahead and start cutting them off. So here's a berry. Let's go ahead and do that. So all you do with the bowl is I'm gonna cut them off and then drop them into a bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a few of these off. Let's go do these over here. So you see, I'm just cutting right there. Let's do this one. Okay. It's right at the top of the stem. Let's do this one. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one and make sure we don't get those green berries. All right, so we got ourselves some elderberries, and this is a much smaller batch than I normally do. But you'll be able to see how it's done on a smaller scale, at least this way. So I didn't want all my berries to get dried up and go to waste and eaten by the birds this round. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it. So what you need is something, of course, to gather them in, and then you need a big pot. And then a hair pick, a special one that you use just for your elderberries. So go ahead and show them how it's done, honey. So, you can freeze your berries like on a cookie sheet.
Put them in here?
You can freeze them on a cookie sheet, and they're easier to get off, but we really enjoy playing with them and touching them and just being out here in the garden. That's another thing. Don't do it in your house because these are very messy. You'll probably see soon.
And they can get stained on stuff.
Yep, they stain stuff.
They stained all over our concrete.
Yep, so that's why we're doing it in the garden today, so we don't stain our patio. It comes off with a pressure washer, but... So you see what he's doing? He's just picking them off. And they really enjoy doing this. All my kids want to turn, so I hardly even get a chance to do it. So you'll come across spiders and other leaves and debris, and you just want to slowly pick that out. You won't have a ton, but... So.
And there's like there's hopping spiders in them.
Hopping spiders sometimes, huh?
Yeah, the baby ones.
So we're gonna go ahead and let him do that, and we'll come back and show you what's next. All right, we're checking in. Let's see how many he's got done. Oh, he's working hard. Can I have a turn yet?
No.
Are you having fun? When you finish that one, let me see your hands.
Okay.
You see, he's just combing through there. So this is why we don't go through the step of freezing them to come off easier, because we enjoy being out here in the garden and
you get a red thumb.
Get a red. Your whole hands are purple. A little bit.
That's why I'm keeping them shut. So they don't get stained. And
It'll
be like,
wash off.
Yeah, but what if it stays on and I'll be like a purple person?
Are there any spiders yet? I haven't seen any movement in there.
No, I haven't.
Okay, there's his messy hands. Having fun in the garden. Okay, keep going. Unless you want to give us a turn.
I'm ready for my turn. Did you know there's praying mantis all over the elderberries before?
There was? How many were on there?
About 14.
14? You saw 14 praying mantis?
About 14.
Oh, about, not exactly 14?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Chia wants to see what you're doing.
I think so. You want some leftovers?
Hi, girls.
Yeah.
He's just picking some stems out right now.
Thank you. He's already stained on the chair.
I know. It's okay. All right, so we lost daylight, so we had to bring our operation inside. You want to tell them what you're doing?
Yeah. So we're smashing our elderberries with this potato smasher.
Yep. Okay, keep going.
They're trying to get the juice out.
And then we'll cook them. All right, so what we did is we went ahead and we mashed them enough to get some juice out, and then we added 2 cups of water, just enough to cover the berries and bring it to a boil. And it was about 4 to 5 cups of berries in there. So you have to bring it to a boil so you kill the yeast. So that's an important step. And then we'll check back in. Okay, so we brought it to the boil and killed all the yeast, and now we've simmered it for 45 minutes. I added another cup of water. You add water as needed to make sure as it boils off. And you want to mash the berries. Try to get all the juices off out of the berries as often as you, every time you stir it. Okay, so I let it cool down, and then I just poured it from the pan into here. I'll get the rest of the pulp in a minute, but I'm just straining it off, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take some time to press it down with a spoon and get all the juice out of the pulp. Okay, so I've got all the pulp, the seeds strained out, and we got about 2 cups of juice, and the juice doesn't taste very good, so that's why you'll find that there's usually honey added to elderberry to make it a syrup. So it's just barely warm enough to where my honey should be able to mix in good. So I'm just going to take, for the 2 cups, about 3/4 cup of honey. And we're going to put it in there. And it usually takes a little bit of effort to get it to mix in, but it's worth it to not heat your honey up. And you can add more honey if you like, less if you like. You go ahead and get that mixed in. And elderberry is great for the immune system. It's great for if you've got any kind of illness, to try and give yourself a boost. My children like to make soda with it. They take sparkling mineral water and they add this to it to make elderberry soda. Okay, so we've got the honey all nice and mixed in. Just gonna finish stirring this up, and then I'm gonna pour it in my jar to store it. And I'll go ahead and link down below to where I get my honey for those who are going to be curious and asking. And I'll see you next time.